Hi friends and happy Sunday. Today I am working on a solid granny square. If you'd like to crochet along with me today, go ahead and grab your yarn and a hook. For me, I'm just going to make another solid granny square in one color. I'm going to use wash teal. This is bubblegum pink. And you can do it the same way. If you want to change colors each round, you can absolutely do that as well. You'll need a couple different colors and I will guide you through the color changes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start by making a magic ring. If you don't prefer that method, you can always chain 4, slip stitch into the first to make a circle that way. But I prefer the magic ring method for this pattern because this is a no holes hexagon pattern. I like there to not be a hole in the center either. So I prefer to magic ring so I can pull that very tightly. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and slide my magic ring off. I'm gonna chain 2. And then I'm going to be working 12 double crochets into the magic ring. So it's a hexagon. Everything we are going to do today is going to be done in sets of 6. So by working 12 double crochets in the center is going to kind of start that pattern off. Hey Amanda, good morning. How's your weekend been so far? All right. And once we're done with this, the center is going to be a circle. It is going to start looking more like a hexagon, a little bit more in round 2, but definitely in round 3, it's going to really start taking shape. So don't freak out at this point. If you're working on a hexagon and you only have a circle, that's perfectly normal. That's fine. I do recommend doing at least 3 rounds to get the nice hexagon shape, but I'm probably going to do 4 or 5 rounds today in this demo. All right, let's see. So we've got our chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna work 2 more double crochets into that center. Amanda, it's been really warm and nice here in RVA 2. I do a little bit of gardening. I have a raised bed, so I did a little bit of gardening yesterday. It was nice to be able to get out there finally and plant a few of my seeds. All right, so again, just to recap, we've got our magic ring, a chain 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 double crochets. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull my magic ring tightly to eliminate any hole in the center. Then I'm going to find the top of my chain 3 and just slip stitch into the top to close. Again, for anyone just joining, I am making a hexagon. Yes, it does start as a circle, but trust the process. It will start to take shape a little bit more shortly. Okay, so it looks something like this. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and go to round 2. Again, it's gonna start taking shape a little bit more in round 2, and we are going to go ahead and start this way. We're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So in round 1, I don't count my chain 3 as a double crochet, but in round 2 and all other rounds I do. So we're counting this chain 3 as a double crochet, and then into that stitch that's right at the base of that chain 3, let's work a triple crochet and a double crochet into that same space. So our triple and then a double. Okay. Into the next stitch, we're only going to work a double crochet. And then this is where you'll start to see the repeating pattern. Into the next stitch, we're going to work a double, a triple, and a double. The reason why in our first stitch we didn't work a double, triple, double, again, is because our chain 3 is counted as a double crochet. So technically we do have a double, triple, double, but it's a chain 3, triple, double, then just a double, and then into this work our double, triple, double, all within that same space. Okay. So double, triple, and our double in that same space. Okay, into the next stitch, you're only going to work a double. And continue that around. Into the next stitch, double, triple, double. So there's our double, our triple, and a double. Okay, into the next stitch, just a double. And continue to repeat that around. You can see it start to kind of take shape. Again, the corners aren't going to look really sharp and nice until next round, and that's okay. All right, so into the next round, we've got a double, triple, double. And then just a double in the next stitch. Okay. So just a double here. A double, triple, double in the next. So you're just continuing to alternate between a double, triple, double in one stitch, and then just a double in the next, until you get all the way around. And thanks for everyone who's joining me super early this morning. Well, I guess it's not super early, although Sundays are definitely a sleep-in day for me. And working just a double in the next. So let's see where we are. We've got a chain 3, triple, double, and a double. Double, triple, double, 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 triple, double, 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 triple, double, 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 triple, double, double. I always got to make sure I didn't miss something. All right, into the next, a double, triple, double. And then what you'll end up with is 6 sets of that repeating pattern. A double, triple, double in one, a double in the next. And you'll do that around 6 times, and you'll end with a double crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of our repeating pattern. Go ahead and find the top of your chain 3, slip stitch into that space, and close round 2. Okay, it's going to look something like this. Again, we started with a circle. This is starting to take the shape of a hexagon. Again, the corners aren't really that sharp yet, and that's okay. This is kind of the evolution, the phasing to get to our hexagon, but the next round will be nice and sharp in the corners. Okay, we're going to chain 3. Again, in this round, our chain 3 is considered a double crochet. And then into that first stitch that's just at the base of our chain 3, we're going to work a triple and a double. So basically the same thing we did in the previous round. But instead of alternating between a double, triple, double, and a double, you're going to have more double crochets to work into along the side. So we are going to work a double, triple, double in our corner space over here, but instead of just 1 double crochet in between, we've got 3 this round. 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and work 3 double crochets along the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then when we get to our corner, again, we recognize our corner space because our corner is always into the top of our triple crochet from the previous round. So whether you recognize this as being our corner because it's the kind of the peak or the point of the hexagon, but you can also tell because it's the space in the top of our triple crochet, and that's the space where we are going to work our next double, triple, double. So all into that one space, double, triple, and a double. Okay. Now again, we're going to work double crochets until we get to our next corner. So that means 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. So 1 into each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we've come to our corner. Again, we recognize it's the corner because it's the peak of your work. It's also the top of the triple crochet from the previous round. So whichever way helps you remember which one to work into, we're going to work our double, triple, double into that space. Double, triple, and double. Okay, And then continuing to repeat, just working double crochets along the side, 1, 2, and 3 in this round until we get to our corner space. And then for anyone who's just joining, if you missed the first couple rounds, I do have a tutorial on my TikTok page if you would like to view that. It does go a little bit quickly, but I'm going to also be posting this live on my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me already, my name is the same on TikTok, Crochet RVA, or there is a link in my bio. So if you'd like to watch this later, again, I will have it posted on my TikTok channel, and you guys can see the first few rounds or start, stop, rewinds. Okay, and here we are. Again, we're at our corner at the top of our triple crochet, and we're just going to work a double, a triple, and a double into that space. And you guys, I'm sure, see the routine at this point. Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for the rose. Good morning, and thanks for joining. Okay. Again, working double crochets along the side until we get to the peak here into the top of our triple crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we come to our corner, we're working a double, triple, double. So in a lot of hexagon patterns, it leaves a hole in the corners because a traditional hexagon would work like a chain 2 or a chain 3 in the corners. But by doing the double, triple, double, it allows us to still have an increase, still have a nice sharp corner, but without leaving like a hole or gap. So think like a granny square. A traditional hexagon is made more like a granny square, where this is just one solid piece. And I think it's so pretty. It makes a really good blanket because it's a nice dense stitch. Okay, working along this side here, 1, 2, 3 double crochets until we get to our next corner. 1, 2, and 3. Hi, Ash. Thanks for joining. Okay, and into our last corner here, working our double crochet, triple crochet, double crochet, all within that same space. And then if you're finding this helpful, please do consider double tapping on the screen to like this live. Your support really does help me. And make sure you give me a follow if you don't already. Make a lot of free patterns and tutorials and inspo. Okay, working along the last side, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets to complete this round. 1, 2, and 3. All right, and you can see here that this is really where it's starting to take shape. The corners are nice and sharp. It's really hexagon shape. So again, we had a circle in round 1, kind of a half circle, half hexagon for round 2, and then the corners are nice and sharp in round 3. So if you are going to do this project, I do recommend doing at least 3 rounds. Obviously, you can do more like my sample up here, and like I will continue to do as well. But again, if you wanted to just use them as smaller hexagons, do consider at least doing 3 rounds. All right, we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. And then go ahead and jump into round 4. But you probably kind of get the idea at this point. It's really just kind of a repeating of working a double, triple, double in each of the corners and working just double crochets along the side. So again, let's go ahead and jump in with a chain 3. Our chain 3 in this round is considered a double crochet. And then into that first stitch that's just at the base of our chain 3, work a triple and a double crochet. Hey Veronica, good morning. Okay. And now we're just continuing to repeat. So again, we're going to work double crochets until we get over here into our corner. Again, we know that's our corner because it's the top of our triple crochet and it's where the peak is. And we are going to work double crochets along the side. So in round 2, that meant 1 double crochet. In round 3, that meant 3. But for round 4, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each side is going to grow by 2 each round. So when we're doing the next round, we're going to do 7. The next round, we're going to do 9. And as you continue to make them, you're going to add 2 double crochets along each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get to our corner here. So let's work a double crochet into the top of each of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then into our corner space, again, it's the top of the triple crochet from the previous round. We're going to work a double, triple, and a double. Hopefully you're starting to see kind of the general idea of the pattern. Always working a corner into the top of the triple crochet. So our double, triple, double, all within that same space. And now working along the side again. Again, for this round, that means 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 double crochets until we get to our corner, because it's going to increase by 2 each round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then we've got our corner space right here, and working a double, triple, double as we've done all other corners. And then if anyone is wondering, because I am obsessed with this yarn, it is Paint Box by Lovecrafts. It is Lovecraft's like house brand, but it's a good alternative if anyone else is sad about Joann's leaving. If you're a big twist fan, then this might be a good option for you. Again, let's work double crochets along the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the color I'm using for this, I'm using washed teal for this pretty bluish color. And this color up here is bubblegum pink, which is my absolute favorite. If you've seen my African flower hexagons, I use these colors for that as well, the pink and the blue up here. Okay, working again into the top of my triple crochet, just working a double, triple, double into that space. So as I said, each round is going to grow by 2 double crochets per side, but because it's a hexagon, you're always going to have 6 sides and 6 corners. So even though you're increasing the amount of double crochets on the side, you're always only going to have 6 corners to work. Okay, so let's work our 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get to our corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm just having a quiet Sunday morning here. I'm surprised the dog hasn't barked. I feel like he interrupts all of my lives at some point. But he's just resting in the living room. My younger son is at soccer. So just having a nice quiet Sunday morning today. All right, working into the top of my triple crochet. Again, I can either tell that's my corner because it's the top of my triple, or it's the peak of my work, and working a double, a triple, and a double all within that same space. Have any of you made one of these hexagons before? I've made a lot of little samples and demos because I think they're pretty and fun, but I've never put them together. I need to make a bunch and make a blanket. I've thought about making them in black and white and putting them together to look like a soccer ball, and making like a soccer ball themed hexagon blanket for my son, who is a big soccer fan and a big soccer player. Maybe do most of them black and white, but maybe one red because that's the color of his soccer team. Okay, again, working 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until we get to our last corner of this round, and I'll just be working a double, a triple, and a double. Yes, Cindy, I agree. That would be super cool. I've got so many projects I always want to work on, but I've always got so many going at the same time. I haven't come to that one yet. Okay, and then ending the round by working 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That last one's a little bit hidden, so just make sure you grab it and you're working all 5 double crochets along the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Again, this is how it should be looking at this point. Again, round 4, the sides are nice and sharp, so you've got a circle in the middle. It really starts to fade, but by rounds 3 and round 4, it really does take shape nicely. If you're having any curling or anything like that, it's okay. I would still recommend blocking this like you would block a granny square, and that would help any issues with shaping or any issues that you're having with maybe curling or anything like that. So if yours isn't perfectly hexagon, it's okay. You can block this like a granny square and then help it get that shape a little bit more. All right, I'm just gonna slip stitch into the top of my chain 3. And then I'll do one more round with you guys and then kind of show you if you wanted to make more rounds, how you could do that. Also, I didn't really cue on when to change colors like I should have, but basically at the start of each round when we're doing our chain 3, you would want to change colors and do your chain 3 in the new color. So for example, if you were changing colors each round, now would be the time to do it. Go ahead and add your color on. It doesn't matter which stitch you add the next color on, just add it into the top of any of your triple crochets and then go ahead and join with where I'm prompting now. So whether you're using the same color like I am or you're changing colors each round, you'll start by making a chain 3. And then into that first stitch, so either you've tied your new color on into the top of a triple crochet and you've chained 3, or you've done like I did and just continued the round. Either way, into the top of that triple crochet, you're going to work another triple crochet and a double. Again, we're starting each round immediately with a corner. And then working double crochets along the side. So again, for round 2, that meant 1 double crochet. That meant 3 double crochets for the next round, 5 double crochets for the next, but we're going to have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in round 5. Again, it's going to grow by 2. So if you wanted to continue to make more, you could essentially just do one large hexagon blanket if you wanted to, one large piece. So just keep in mind that each side is going to grow by 2. So if you did another round, you'd have 9, 11, 13, 15, etc., depending on how many rounds you make. So let's go ahead and do our 7 double crochets. Again, just putting 1 double crochet in each double crochet along the side until we get to our corner. All right. There's number 7. Then when you get to your corner, again, you recognize it because it's the peak, or you recognize it because it's the top of the triple crochet from the previous round. We're going to do a double, a triple, and a double within that same space. If you join me from the beginning, I'm sure you get that by now, and you're probably like, I wish you'd stop saying double, triple, double. All right, so double, triple, double. Okay, and now again, working along the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets to work into until we get to our next corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we come to our corner, and you guessed it, like all others, a double, triple, double. Okay, continuing to repeat, working our double crochets along the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Working into the top of each of those. Cindy, that's a great point. That's why I try to keep reminding everyone to work a double, triple, double. Because you're right, they might have missed some of the earlier rounds. I'm going to be saying double, triple, double in my sleep tonight, I think. And again, for anyone who is just joining me, I do have a video on my TikTok on how to make this. That video does go a little bit quick because I have a 10-minute time limit when I'm doing videos. But I will also be posting this live on my YouTube. So if you follow me on YouTube, you can see it there. If not, I do have a link in my bio if you would like to follow me on YouTube as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you can look me up. My name is the same, Crochet RVA. All right, working into that corner space, working a double, triple, double. And this project really does work up so quickly. And again, I like it. It's a no holes method. So it's a nice, I wouldn't call it dense because this is still pretty lightweight, but it makes a nice blanket because you don't have holes like maybe a granny square, which I think granny squares are pretty and they have their place. But I like a nice solid square when I'm working on blankets sometimes. All right, so we're working our 7 double crochets along the side. And we've just got 2 more corners to work into, so we are almost done. Veronica, you said, which paint box yarn weight are you using today? This is the Simply Aran. So it's a nice medium weight, and I'm using acrylic. I do really like their cotton yarn as well, and I do have that, and I've made several projects with their cotton yarn, but this is just their acrylic yarn. I think the colors are slightly more vibrant in the acrylic, but they're both really pretty. Okay, working our corner, again, a double, triple, double. Cindy said, you're glad you have the start. That's what you missed. Well, great. I'm glad you were able to join at any point in the video today, but yes, I will be posting that so you can see how to start. Again, it's not tricky at the beginning, but it does start as a circle, and then you have to kind of turn it into the hexagon. Right, again, working along the side, that's 7 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, it's going to grow by 2 each round, but you can continue to make rounds if you'd like. Again, I'm going to end at the end of this round, but you could make it as large as you wanted. It would also be cool to make one giant piece, and then maybe if you had one, like a really large one, maybe put in like pom-poms or tassels or something at the corners. I think that could be neat. Or like I mentioned earlier, doing a soccer themed with some black and white squares, or even just using a lot of really vibrant colors would be pretty, and sewing them together. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Working our last corner into this corner space, again, the top of our triple crochet, and working a double, a triple, and a double in that space. Veronica, you're welcome. Hey, Karen, good morning. All right, let's work our last corner. Again, 7 double crochets on each side for round 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That last one that you're working into is a little bit hidden. Just work a double crochet into the top of each double crochet from the previous round until you get over to your corner. Again, thanks to everyone who watched with me today and followed along. Please double tap if you found this helpful. Your support really does help me out. If you don't follow me already, make sure you do. I make a lot of free patterns and tutorials. If you have any suggestions on things that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. Okay, and here we are. We worked our 7th double crochet. I'm just going to find the top of my chain 3 that I started with, slip stitch into the top, and close. Okay, again, this is where I'm going to be cutting off my yarn. You can continue to make further rounds if you'd like to. Again, you're going to start with a corner, a chain 3, a triple, and a double. Work doubles along the side. If you were making another round, that would be 9 for the next round, again, because it's going to grow by 2. You're always going to have 6 corners, and you're always going to triple, double, triple into the corners. Again, I'm going to go ahead and cut mine off, pull it through. I'll need to weave in my ends. And again, because we started with the magic rings, I'm gonna make sure that I weave my tail in really, really good. I usually wrap it around one way, wrap it around the other way, and then I do it a third as well because I am really paranoid about magic rings and you don't wanna do all this work and then have it unravel from the middle. Once you're done, of course, you can always sew these pieces together to make one large blanket. That's probably what I'll end up doing, make a couple more of these live and then work on sewing them together. Again, for anyone joining, this is Paint Box Yarn, Bubblegum Pink, Wash Teal. And thank you all. Cindy, I hope you have a great day as well. Hope everyone who's watching has a great day and a great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you later. Bye.